taking on Superman and watching it come to life, what do you look back on and think was the biggest challenge and that you kind of overcame throughout the experience?
I think the biggest challenge I overcame was probably my own, worry about making sure that I could honor the mythology, Superman mythology, because it's such a big deal, and it's a big deal to me. It was just making sure that when you walked out of the movie, you're like, man, that was a Superman movie I just saw, and I just saw Superman fly around and fight guys, and I understand the why of him and all that, all the stuff that's organic to the story. But you once you know what you're up against, it can be daunting.
It feels very organic, especially in Krypton, in that world.
Yeah.
What was the approach to that and making it look that way?
Yeah, I really wanted the movie to feel like it was made by hand, that there was a real, tactile, physical aspect to the movie, because I just feel like that physical, handmade quality helped to make this intimate relationship with Superman more connected. I felt like you're more. It doesn't feel like some glossy, super slick, grainless, just window into some fake world. It really, in a weird way, the convention of. It's funny that it's ironic now, but this shooting the movie on film and having it have that sort of tactile quality.
Yeah.
It really makes it feel like in a weird way, it's slightly retro, the movie, because it has it's a big cinema movie, right?
Yeah.
Big anamorphic movie, shot on film, feels like a film, but also it does have that kind of physical, tactile kind of realness to it that even though there's a filter on it, which is our own perception of what reality is.
Yeah.
I think that the actual process enhances that.
How do you connect visually, create this visually about a guy who can fly, but keep it as a character story?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I think that the way you have to approach it is you have to have the two things be non-exclusive, right? Mm-hmm. You've got to be able to within the same, and it's really just it's a product of how you see the movie. But for instance, we knew that this scene between Kevin and the kid or whatever would be these handheld sequences, back of a pickup truck, cornfield, sunset, beautiful, right? But still, it's this real moment. Or in the basement with the scout ship, whatever it is. So the way that translates to the flying and those sequences, I said, okay, we filmed the movie in a kind of a handheld way.
Yeah.
Right? It's not shaky handheld, but it's the cameras, there's a person.
It's very quick.
It's alive.
Yeah.
So when we filmed Supes flying, I said, okay, these shots would be hard to do that way, right? That means that there's someone on a rig somehow flying in front of Superman, trying to film him. I want to feel that in the photography. So what we did is, when we filmed Superman fighting or flying, we really tried to approach it philosophically. It's where would the camera be? How would we shoot this? Even if it's a whole full CG shot, we'd be where would the camera be? How, would we be in a helicopter? Would we be on a platform? How would we shoot it? And so that either shakiness of the camera or difficulty in getting the shot or focus or all those things, those are all translated into the CG sort of point of view, so that the same stuff that's giving you the emotion of feeling like you're really there because it's an observer is also helping to create the energy in the fight sequences and the flying sequences.
When I first saw the trailer and saw Henry Cavill, I thought, no way, he's not gonna. I didn't feel right. Now I'm 100% changed. What was it that you saw in him that you knew right away?
I guess for me, when I saw him in the suit, in the Christopher Reeve suit that we put him in the first time, the spandex, and it wasn't a joke. It literally wasn't a joke. If anyone else I know, and I know some fit dudes, if anyone else I know put that costume on, it's literally a joke. Right?
Yeah.
It's really, what costume party are you going to? That's ridiculous. Don't take that off. Or awesome, you're pretending to be Superman. He literally put the costume on and we literally said, Like, that guy's not dressed up like Superman.
Yeah.
He's like Superman. It's like a different thing. You can't explain it. It's funny because when he walked out, we're like all these crusty grips because we were going to film test it, right?
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like, had the cameras ready, comes out of the trailer, no one laughed. No one, was like completely heart attack serious, like, oh, there's Superman, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a different thing, and we were all like, okay, that's your guy.
Nolan has created a brand new world with the superhero movie, a trilogy. Do you see yourself going with this and doing a trilogy of Superman and going to that level?
It really has a lot to do with, like, we try to not, what do you say? Like, we really wanted to focus 100% on this film, make sure it was awesome. And look, I'd be naive to say that, like, our intent was only to make one movie.
Yeah.
But we haven't really planned out, like, what we really shot all our bullets, and we did it on purpose because, philosophically, I believe that, you don't ever want to save anything.
Yeah.
Even if you feel like there might be a sequel, you should just jump it all. And then your problem then becomes, which is an Uptown problem, what do we do now?
Yeah.
If that day comes, you're saying, like, well, I put all the ideas in the movie. Now what do I do?
Yeah.
That's your problem. And that's a great problem to have because you're basically saying that you achieved what you meant to achieve and now you're having to go forward. And so if that were to happen, David and I have talked about roughly what we would do, but we're still trying to figure it out.
Are you a fan of, like, comics? Is there a villain that you'd like to maybe look into at some point?
Oh, you mean in the Superman universe, other than Zod?
Yeah.
I am a fan of. I mean, look, there's some obvious guys that would jump to mind immediately based on even what we put in the movie.
I know, right?
So I won't say.
We won't spoil that.
But I think you'll get a sense of it.